On Zambia One Nation, thank you so much for joining us. I heard in the news. Government to construct 2,000 housing units for Zambia Correctional Service. Kansanshi Mine renovates 3 health facilities in Solwezi district. Worldwide Fund for Nature launches conservation project in Choma district. Plus, Catherine Piri fails doping test. With the news in detail, my name is Amos Zulu. Government is set to start constructing 2,000 housing units for Zambia Correctional Service personnel across the country. Zambia Correctional Service Commission Chairperson Evaristo Kalonga says the construction of the housing units is meant to address the accommodation challenges, especially for the newly recruited officers. Mr. Kalonga also disclosed that Katete has been allocated 36 out of the 2,000 planned housing units. Currently, Katete district has 6 housing units against a total of 33 uniformed and non-uniformed staff. Meanwhile, Vice Commission Chairperson Sibote has challenged the Katete Correctional Service to expand its facility by using the Constituency Development Fund, CDF.
Zambia Correctional Service countrywide 2,000 housing units. So the issue of accommodation will be a thing on the past. Let me inform you also in charge that the government has bought 25,000 mattresses, 50,000 blankets, so that each unit will have 2 blankets, then 12,500 bunker beds. National Service wants to go full scale in terms of production. Onion, whether maize, now we have the milling, which will also be getting some materials from the raw materials. So, as Eastern Province, we have a big task to ensure that that milling plant will be running 24/7. It's a very big milling plant, 200 metric tons. It's not a job. It's not a job. So we encourage now every station to double the production.
We want to decongest the prisons or correctional facilities. We need to build even 1 extra dormitory, which we can apply to CDF through the office of the DC, engager or him.
And the Zambia Correctional Service has disclosed that correctional facilities countrywide will soon be given a facelift. Correctional Service Commission Chairperson Evaristo Kalonga says the intention of government is to better the conditions of correctional facilities. Mr. Kalonga says all facilities will also be provided with running water to improve sanitary conditions.
We need to ensure that our facilities have running water. Inmates are kept in hygienic environments, and also to ensure that our officers are motivated. And this is what the new government is doing. Through Zambia Correctional Service, buying inmates all the blankets they need. Each inmate will have 2 blankets and a mattress and bunker beds. The whole country. Eastern Province is highly known for production. I think it's one of the provinces in this country that is well known for high production in terms of maize, groundnuts, sorghum, soybeans, and the correctional service is contributing greatly to that high production of the province. And we are lucky here in Eastern Province that the correctional service, or let me say the government through the correctional service, is setting up a milling plant in Petauke, so which is about 200 metric tons.
Eastern Province is an agro province. So agro productivity I can announce also, right now we have over 195,000 metric tons under FRA. Secure, covered. And the excess we're trying to secure it before the onset of the rains. So, what you have brought us as a region, the processing plant, that is food, that is value added.
Now, the Kasama Municipal Council has presented checks worth over 3 million kwacha to 105 cooperatives in Lukasha and Kasama constituencies under the 2022 Constituency Development Fund. Northern Province Deputy Permanent Secretary Lewis Mwape, who presented the checks to the beneficiaries, emphasized the need for cooperatives to work together in order for projects to succeed.
The Kasama Municipal Council has handed over 3.9 million kwacha to 110 groups in both Lukasha and Kasama Central constituencies from the 2022 Constituency Development Fund, CDF. Northern Province Deputy Permanent Secretary Lewis Mwape presented the checks to the beneficiaries in Kasama today.
The President of the Republic of Zambia, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, intends to provide public service equally. Responsible officers, responsible leaders must ensure that we become more and more responsible, more and more accountable in the resource distribution and also in the selection process of the projects.
And the council has taken time to orient beneficiaries on the importance of following their business proposals. Kasama Mayor Teresa Kolala had words of encouragement to the groups that have not benefited from the grants.
Allow me to encourage women, especially, and the youth, and also all the community and groups that are both sexes that applied and they have not been picked to work on the recommendations advised by the appraising team.
Meanwhile, beneficiaries are happy with government for giving them the grants.
These funds we have been given are going to be used prudently. We will make sure that we account for every way pertaining to these grants. So much so that at the end of the day, we can be able to achieve our aim.
Shibibi Lubasi reporting for Zanis in Kasama District, Northern Province.
And one of the items making headlines in our news, Kansanshi Mine in Solwezi District, Northwestern Province, has renovated and handed over 3 health facilities to the provincial administration. And Solwezi Municipal Council has commended the mining company for supporting government in providing quality healthcare services to the people.
Government's advocate for public-private partnership (PPP) to enhance national development is taking root in Northwestern Province. In Solwezi District, Kansanshi Mine has renovated 3 health structures at 887,000 kwacha. Solwezi Mayor Remi Kalepa receives the renovated health facilities at a ceremony held at Kainamfumu Health Post.
I am very delighted to be here today and receive the renovated Kainamfumu Clinic. On behalf of the people of Solwezi and in particular the people of Kainamfumu, I would like to thank First Quantum Minerals for this marvelous work. This has greatly improved the image of this facility.
Kansanshi Mine Corporate Social Responsibility Supervisor Victor Nsana urges the community members to take responsibility of their health.
The most important thing is to work towards having good health so that you do not have to go to the clinic. If we deliberately work towards a lifestyle change, then we will find ourselves not even having to go to the clinic for the whole year.
Edson Kajimuka, Kainamfumu Health Post in charge, is the occupant of the newly constructed staff house.
Been moving 2 kilometers from where I used to be, where I was accommodated. So it was really rough for me to come and attend to people at night, especially during deliveries. Now, this time, the house is near the facility. I'm able to wake up at any given time attend to people.
The community is happy with the development. For Zanis News, I am Chebun Koman, Nsorezi District, Northwestern Province.
In Luapula Province, Provincial Health Director Simon Kunda has called on people in the region who are not yet vaccinated against COVID-19 to consider being vaccinated. The Provincial Health Director notes that despite the COVID-19 regulations being relaxed, the ministry is still encouraging members of the public to receive the vaccine. Kennedy Chomba filed in this report.
The Minister of Health in Luapula Province has relaunched the second round of the COVID-19 vaccine campaign. Luapula Province Health Director Dr. Simon Kunda has disclosed that the province has continued to record new cases of COVID-19 on a daily basis.
COVID is still in the province as we have continued having new cases of COVID every day. Every day we are having, on average, about 1, 2 to 3 cases every day. This means the transmissions are still going on in the province.
And Luapula Province Assistant Secretary John Mwansha, who officiated at the relaunch, is concerned at the low number of people who have been vaccinated against COVID-19 in the province.
In Luapula Province only, Chembe and Chipiri districts have attained the 70% national target, while Mansa district stands at 54%. As we begin our 10 days vaccination campaign, our goal is to further vaccinate another 15% or more across the province to attain the desired 70%.
Despite the fact that the Ministry of Health relaxed the COVID-19 5 golden rules countrywide, there is still need for everyone to play a role and get vaccinated.
Kenneth Chomba reporting for Zanis News in Mansa District.
And in Lusaka, Janice Malumba reports that the COVID-19 Round 2 vaccination campaign, which commenced on October 3, 2022, has received overwhelming response from the general public. A spot check at Chilenje Level 1 Hospital and Chiwolia Combined School found people and pupils lining up to receive the vaccine.
It's the COVID-19 Round 2 vaccination campaign. The 10 days campaign, which commenced on Monday this week, countrywide, is expected to come to an end on the 13th of this month. A check by Zanis at Chilenje Level 1 Hospital and Chiwolia Combined School found people and pupils lining up to get the jab.
The situation here is good. Yeah, the response from the teams we have constituted, it's good as well. People are ready. As we are speaking, people are already in the community. Yeah, and we are expecting a very good yield as well.
Move that each and every child, especially those above 12 years, must be vaccinated because we know that health is very cardinal. If the child is not healthy, they will not be able to learn. And even the parents have responded positively, and most of the children here are welcoming the idea of receiving the vaccine.
The people that have been vaccinated have called on the general public to follow suit.
It's very important that one should have the vaccines because once you contract COVID, I think the repercussions are less dangerous than when you don't actually have the vaccine. You can be able to manage it at home than being admitted.
COVID-19 is a disease that is caused by a COVID virus. And we can protect ourselves by getting the vaccinations. So we can get the vaccinations so that we can avoid the spread of COVID-19.
Doreen Nakachindi is Kanyama Sub-District Public Health Nurse.
We are at 70% as Kanyama Sub-District. Then for children from the age of 12 to 18, we are almost at 50%. Although currently that's when we've received the overwhelming numbers because the head teachers are working hand in hand with them, together with health workers, and they've really done their job.
The 2022 Round 2 National COVID-19 Vaccination Campaign was launched under the theme, COVID-19 Not Yet Over. Get vaccinated today, your family and your community. Jane Simalumba Zanis in Lusaka.
On a sad note, a 2-month-old baby of Mikomfwa Township in Luansha district has allegedly been stabbed to death by her father. The baby was stabbed in the abdomen using a sharp object and was later rushed to Ron General Hospital, where she died. Copperbelt Police Commanding Officer Sharon Zulu said the incident happened on Tuesday, October 3rd, 2022, around 11 hours, and identified the suspect as Leonard Bwalia, aged 21. Ms. Zulu explains that while the baby was left in the care of her father, she was later found with a deep cut on the abdomen in unclear circumstances. The Copperbelt Police Commanding Officer notes that police have instituted investigations into the matter, saying that Leonard Bwalia is still on the run. The news continues. The Worldwide Fund for Nature, WWF, has launched a conservation project called Kaza Arise to be implemented in Kazungula and Kema districts of Southern Province and Western Province, respectively. The project initially launched in Choma district is part of the Kaza region's drive to improve global food security through reduced human-animal conflicts and protection of biodiversity. Nshimunya Nalumpa reports that Zambia will implement the project alongside Namibia, Botswana, and Zimbabwe.
Human-animal conflicts have become a daunting challenge, with the number of wild animals increasingly straying away from national parks into residential areas, thereby threatening human life. This movement is attributed to human activities depleting natural forests in game management areas. The Worldwide Fund for Nature, WWF, has now launched a program dubbed Kaza Arise, with one of the objectives focusing on reducing human-animal conflicts in the Kaza region.
It was important to protect the whole sum of this geographical area in order to protect the biological diversity and also to ensure that there is more peaceful coexistence between humans and wildlife, and between humans and our ecosystems.
The project, valued over 2.6 million euros, is also aimed at improving household food security.
The Kaza Arise project is being launched in an area that is not just important for wildlife, but it's also important for food security. And it's critically important that we become proactive in managing this habitat and these resources.
For Chief Nyawa, continued encroachment into the Chifulo game management area remains a threat to wildlife.
Wildlife in the Chifulo team game management is in danger. I'm asking the wildlife to work together with us so that we have those people removed out. I'm glad that the new Dawn government have already promised me that we shall work together in taking out those people.
Southern Province Permanent Secretary Dr. Namani Monze wants increased stakeholder involvement in management of game-protected areas.
Wildlife depends on bushes. National Wildlife Authority does not know how to grow these bushes, but forestry knows how to grow these bushes. So while we are protecting animals from the poachers, we expect that the Department of Forestry will start helping us choosing which trees, for example, we should plant in the forest. That will help us feed the animals. It is important to realize that the objectives of this workshop will only be realized if each one of us contributed their expertise to the forest.
Nchimunya Nalumpa, Zanis, in Choma District, Southern Province.
Still in climate change-related issues, stakeholders have called on the government to consider increasing budgetary allocation to about 2 billion kwacha per year to go towards climate change issues. This was reviewed during a 2-day youth caravan that has been organized by different civil society organizations in Lusaka as a build-up to the forthcoming Conference of Parties 27 scheduled for Egypt in November 2022.
Different civil society organizations in climate change space and those championing green growth for Zambia have converged for a 2-day Africa Youth Caravan in Lusaka. 28 African countries have held the Youth Caravan, which is used as a roadmap on youth representation at the 27th edition of the United Nations Climate Change Conference of Parties, COP27, which will take place in November. The caravan is also targeted at amplifying the voices of the young people on issues to do with climate change and how they are affected.
Highlights the challenges that they are facing through climate change. In the position paper, we're going to have recommendations that are written, derived from the voices and experiences by the youth. So today, I urge you to participate, to dialogue, and let your voices be heard. And asking our leaders, developed countries, to do, and for us to hold them accountable.
During the COP26, which was held last year, Zambia assumed the chairmanship of the group of the negotiators for a 2-year period and will lead the continental group until 2023. Therefore, stakeholders are advising Zambia to use its position and solicit for more climate change financing.
Calling upon the Ministry of Finance to increase the budget allocation to the Ministry of Green Economy at least to 2 billion kwacha. Why am I saying so? Because government has established a new ministry and we have got the nationally determined contribution that I talked about. We have got a responsibility also to provide adaptation measures, especially to those communities that have been heavily hit by the adverse impacts of climate change.
With the increased industrialization leading to a rise in the greenhouse emissions, consequently affecting developing countries, there's a need for global leaders to address the equal access to climate financing by all countries. Michero Rubinda for Zanis in Osaka.
We now take you to the Copperbelt province, where the Zambian Development Support Foundation is undertaking a training exercise of community school teachers in Ndola district in Information and Communications Technology, ICT. The training is aimed at equipping teachers in community schools with knowledge to respond to the technological needs. Frank Chingambo reports.
Ndola has close to 200 community schools dotted in different parts of the district. Although government has been providing some grants to support their operations, there are quite a number of challenges that undermine performance in community schools. To address some of these challenges being faced, the Zambian Development Support Foundation has moved in by offering information and communication technology ICT trainings to teachers in community schools.
We want to thank our partners in Ireland who donated the laptops to the organization. So these laptops have made our work so easier that we are now following our teachers wherever they are, as long as they are organized. We developed a curriculum in such a way that it was tailored to their current needs. We realized that most community school teachers are not able to do most of the things on the computer.
That we've brought, we have taught them Microsoft Word, where they're able to do their test papers, as well as inserting their diagrams.
At Mercy of God Community School in Chipulukusu Township, these teachers drawn from various community schools in the district are receiving training in ICTs.
To me, as a teacher, ICT is very much important. Like as of now, I've learned a lot of things.
It's helping us in preparing the mark sheets, which was really time-consuming before, but now we are able to do that in less than a minute.
It has really helped me with the skill of creating and saving documents.
I'll be able to teach my children how to operate the computer, and also I've benefited a lot in this program.
In order to sustain this training program, the foundation is calling for more stakeholder collaboration to reach out to the huge population of teachers in community schools.
Calling upon other stakeholders to come on board and partner with us so that we can meet these logistical costs, so that we can be mobile.
The foundation is also providing a mobile library to enhance literacy levels in areas such as Chipulukusu and to improve the reading culture. with support from the Irish funders.
Many students might not have access to computers, so it's wonderful to see that there's an open community space like this where you've got teachers and librarians like Kelvin and Haki here to support students to do their studies before their exams next month.
The idea is unique because it will enable people from different schools to come and access the books and the computers.
With support from the Irish funders, the DSF is also earmarked to construct a modern library here. Frank Chingambo reporting from Dola. Zanis News.
Namwala District Education Board Secretary Chilinga Mwinga says out of the 423 teachers recruited in the 2022 recruitment exercise, 422 have reported in the district. Mr. Mwinga has confirmed the development during an orientation exercise held with the new teachers. Here is your report.
Over 400 teachers recruited in the recent teacher recruitment exercise at the Namwala district in Southern Province have reported in various schools in the district. The District Education Board has now organized an orientation meeting for these teachers to keep them abreast with what government requires of them.
As a district, we received 423 teachers. 423. Of the 423, 422 have reported. Expect as government quality graduates at whatever level. And for us to have a quality graduate, it starts from the grassroots.
The newly recruited teachers have pledged commitment to duty.
It's the Office of the District Education Board Secretary for organizing such a function to gather us in this manner, to orient us.
Glad we are employed and we are put on payroll. We are happy about that. We are sent in the fields where we are supposed to be.
It is expected that the new recruited teachers will help improve access to quality education. For Zanis, Amwelinda Piri, reporting in Namwala district of Southern Province.
We end the news with a sports item. Celebrated boxing icon Catherine Piri has been banned for 2 years for failing a doping test. Catherine failed a doping test after her World Boxing Council WBC title fight early this year in February against Zimbabwe's Kudakwashe Chiwandire in Lusaka. Announcing the ban, Zambia Professional Boxing and Wrestling Control Board chairperson Wamunyima Chingumbe said Catherine Piri will not take part in any boxing or sporting activity. Chingumbe said Catherine tested positive for furosemide, which is listed as one of the prohibited drugs. Chingumbe said the furosemide drug was not medically prescribed to Catherine, but that the boxer used the drug in her own wisdom to shed off weight before her crunch title defense against Kudakwashe. Catherine has since apologized to her fans and the nation for dragging the reputation of Zambian boxing in the mud.
During my preparation for my world title fight, I took a drug to help me lose weight quickly, not knowing that the drug was on the prohibited list. I did this without the knowledge of my coach and manager. I deeply regret my actions.
We need to be very cautious before we take any tablet, because there are so many things now. Because even me as a manager, I didn't know that such a drug, it's the first time I've heard of it. I didn't know.
The boxer was charged with the commission of an anti-doping rule violation under Article 2.1 and Article 2.2 of the anti-doping rules. And on the basis of that, furosemide, which is prohibited, was found to be present in her sample and or was used by her. On 10th May 2022, the boxer admitted the presence and use of the drug, thus committing an anti-doping rule violation. She was, in accordance with Article 7.4.1 of the anti-doping rules, provisionally suspended with effect from 10th May from participating in any competition or activity pending the final decision in her case, that the athlete be deemed ineligible to participate in professional boxing or any sporting competition of any nature for a period of 2 years, and that the period of ineligibility shall be deemed to have commenced on 10th May 2022, when the athlete voluntarily accepted the provisional suspension.
As we end the news, a reminder of the headlines. Government to construct 2,000 housing units for Zambia Correctional Service. Kansanshi Mine renovates 3 health facilities in Solwezi District. Worldwide Fund for Nature launches conservation project in Choma District. And Catherine Piri fails doping test. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Amos Zulu. Bye for now.